Hey everybody, Charlie here. Welcome back to Mars Horizon. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope maybe some of you have checked out the Surviving Mars playthrough we're doing now too. Kind of going along with this, a little bit of an unconventional release schedule is that series will post right alongside sort of the progress of this one-ish. Obviously, we've started the dome over there already, but just bear with me. I think this is it's something that I kind of want to do it as this way, so let's do it. Outer Planetary Bounty is what this says. Scientists working on your mission, the Grand Tour, report that the payload instrumentation is still operating beyond expectations, resulting in additional science collection. Or data collection, I guess, same thing. They could transmit the data now or wait until the mission has accumulated even more data on the next planetary body. Transmitting the data now would grant 1,000 science, delaying would get more, but it's only if it's successful, blah, 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 we can only do it once. I'm gonna delay again. I'm gonna delay it again. Because the milestone progress and stuff has nothing to do with the amount of science we actually get from it. So, seems like a good thing to just get a whole lot of data. All right, for the goes, our solar observatory mission, only the booster's reliability will count towards the launch. So let's check that out. The booster, we can do anything we want with the upper stage, so let's make it as cheap as possible. Star 37, I guess, that sounds good. And then we can go down here, and it looks like we can get away with this, with the Delta. 92% actually is getting away with that, which is pretty good. I don't think there's any reason to go cheaper. Yeah, 299 is pretty good too. So Delta, 92%, and then there's no upgrade points here, and I kind of need to help that payload reliability. What about using a contractor to do it? It's a little bit more expensive, but I feel like we have to use that contractor, and I might decide to use the Atlas. It's only a little bit more expensive, but it gets that ever valuable upgrade point that's going to let me do, well, at least I thought it was going to let me do. This requires 2 points. You know, I'm wondering if it might be better to go with a different booster that has something like Titan. Titan's a bit more expensive, but I want to help this. We can always payload train it. Why don't we just payload train it? Yeah, let's go with just payload train it. So this is Thoth. CS Galactic is going to be our contractor for this one. 518K. And we'll payload train it to offset that a little bit. All right, cool. We got a couple of requests here. And we can get a power module for this. Can restart a task once per mission. Now that seems kind of interesting, huh? We get a lot of science for this one if we want to. We might. This is 4% on the Mars readiness too, and we're getting up there. You know, these bars are filling up. We're at 47%, way ahead of all of our competition. Really getting that snowball. The preparation, though, that's just the Curiosity rover until we get our surface habitat research. Here it is. So the surface habitat, we're going to want to drop that ASAP just so I can keep going on Surviving Mars too. But we're going to want to do that. And then the crewed rover, we can drop that down. Obviously doesn't completely sync up with things, but mostly, you know, let's be honest here. I don't think I can sync it up with the other series because getting to people on Mars in this game is going to take a lot longer than getting to people in Surviving Mars will. I can tell you because I've already played through that other series 8 videos. So it's going to take a lot longer than getting people. So I don't think we should bother with syncing it up anymore. I think we just have fun and play the game. Going along that note, though, sending a lander and engine and habitat seems pretty cool, and I kind of want to do it. I don't want to get beat to the other things, though. Are they doing anything with Mars right now? We're, of course, already doing the sample retrieval, but ground hab, they're not started on it. Crewed rover, they're not started on it. And how many of you are doing literally anything that has to do with Mars? So are you guys all about that satellite then? Or are you guys all doing, you know, they might all just be doing this. The station. Yeah, none of them have done the station. Station 2. The telescope is the only thing. They blitzed it. So I guess I can pick up the slack there and get the telescope done. Or I can just say, screw the telescope. You know, doesn't matter. If I go for it right now, I could get third. Get a little bit of extra support. But, I mean, I think we just go for Mars, man. Screw the telescope. I just can't get this Mars prep done without doing the telescope. And I kind of want to get that done. Because if I get all of this cleared, then we get the payload reliability bump. Yeah, let's go for that. All right. So, next month, funding review. We're at almost 100,000 support. Very close to 100,000 support. And Hatshepsut is going to be done now for our selenological studies. And maximum mission training bonus is 100% on this, if we can maybe get some of that. All right, so some of you guys pointed out, and again, my eyes are not like focused on the same thing yours are. My attention span is not focused on the same thing yours are. And you guys have the, shall I call it, the no pressure hindsight benefit of just seeing things after they happen with no pressure upon yourself to like do things and make decisions. So you're going to see things a little clearly. So as going along that note, as you've pointed out, the bootstrapper does work in that way, in the sense that if you recharge, it's going to give you an extra power for the recharge. It's pretty powerful. So I might consider getting another bootstrapper if that becomes a thing. I like starting each task with +2 power too. That seems pretty cool. An advanced electrician. But since I already have enough astronauts as is, let's take a scientist. Let's take, let's take the problem solver, and we'll take the bootstrapper here too. Let's go with that. For the mission the mission training bonus is going to be +30, or yeah, +100%. I want science, but I think we need help on the launch. So I'm gonna take the launch training on this. 73% on a crewed mission doesn't sound so good. I can deal with 85 though. I'm all right with 85. Go. June 1991. Curiosity. Target choice. The team operating your Mars rover, Curiosity, have identified 2 potential locations ideal for further investigation. One of them is Olympus Mons, probably 16 north, 130 west. The first is a crater bed that will allow the rover to search for signs of past water, a location particularly favored by your scientists and all of the colonists of the Church of the New Ark. All right, I'll stop referencing it now. Your PR team, however, favor the second option, a picturesque point at the top of the ridge, which will allow some spectacular images. Well, the water sounds good for science. Everything else sounds good for PR, but we have lots of good... We're pretty good on PR right now, I think. And you know what? Landing down and getting the science and knowing where water is and getting a colony set up... That's also good for PR. So we're going to send them to the crater. Curiosity will be directed towards the chosen location, a journey which the rover team estimate will take about 6 months. Cool. Very nice. Okay, let's go next month. And it's like our solar observatory mission is done. The payload training bonus is increased by 100%, but we're losing 10% on our launch, which is fine. We started at 92. By using that delta, I'm going to leave it at 82 so I can focus the other part here too. And I think, yeah, we'll increase the payload training. And because of that, we can go in September at a 30% bump. That's pretty good on that. Let's go. All right. Moon landing was faked. God. These people again. A popular new documentary is claiming that it contains sensational evidence that NASA faked the moon landing. Although a mountain of scientific evidence proves to the contrary, large sections of the public don't care about facts. They care more about their feelings. 400 support is lost. All right. X-ray telescope research complete. Many stellar objects emit X-rays, but as they're absorbed by Earth's atmosphere, they're impossible to study from the ground. This mission aims to launch a specially designed X-ray telescope into Earth's orbit, providing us with a remarkable new window into the universe. And we can totally launch that because science is important. Here's our sample retrieval. Payload is completed. 50% build cost for level 0 vehicle parts. Like I don't think I'm using level 0 for you. Sorry, I don't think I am. Teleological studies launch. 85 and 81. Let's do it. It's considered a challenging mission. We're going to go 86% here. So 4% to blow up and become fireworks. Go.
5,
Let's hope not.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I was actually flooded with, I don't know if it was trolls.
We have liftoff.
A lot of times it is. But I was actually flooded with a lot of the flat earth, moon faked tinfoil hat types. Look, I agree that free speech is an important thing, but I'm not going to allow you to corrupt and taint my comments with that nonsense. I'm just not going to. So, if it's a great way to get yourself banned. It's just a great way to do it. You feel free to flood my chat all you want, bots. I'm not making this up. About 80. I think it's about 80. They're all just bots. I'm just like, you're gone. Goodbye. Like, whatever. And, you know, YouTube is pretty smart about picking up nonsense, too. And, like, they're pretty smart about, like, filtering things like that, too. So it's nice. It was pretty easy to identify, target, and filter it out automatically for a lot of it. All right, so Drift, -1 and 1. We got 4 turns with 3 turns per command and 3 crew members, which is very fortunate. Very, very fortunate. Let's go with this. Was our first turn? I think so. Wow. Wow. You know what? I'm going to accept that. Nah, that's my middle finger to you, game. Starting things off great. All right. So, you didn't lose -1, did you? You totally didn't. It didn't take -1 away. Oh, the thrust. Sorry. I don't know why I was reading Drift. My bad. I was reading Drift. Okay, so we want, what? 4. We have to hit this twice. Which means we have to drift it this way twice. Which means I got to push it back the other way a couple of times, too. So why don't we hit this once at least. Then we'll use it to get a bunch of these. That hits it over there for 2. And then we can just get this for this turn. No. Well, I have to spend 2 of the comms, so I think yes. I think I'm actually going to hit this one more time. I want to get up on those comms. Let's go. And if we have to use drift as a tool to bring it back to the left, then so be it. So I'm going to start playing these games because we have a lot of games going on at once. I'm going to start playing games kind of like, I don't want to say dedicated, but like I'm going to have days, like dedicated days. I'm playing only this game this day, only this game this day. I'm going to try to do that because I actually have gotten a little bit over my head here on how many games we're playing on the channel at once. And I need to somehow sort of, I guess, balance it out. And that's how I'm going to try and do that. All right, so I'm going to hit this fuel now. It won't tick down enough to lose this, so I'll hit it now, and then we're going to want to get probably this much. In the final turn, how am I getting 5? I can spend 2 power and do this, and then I can hit this. No, I won't be able to do that next turn. I should spend the 2 power now. I can use crew as well. If I use the crew, but how am I getting 7 of those next turn? I don't think I am. I think we use you. Then we spend, I think we spend 4 power here. Just to bump that up. Yeah. I think so, but it's still not enough to get the bonus. With only 3 commands. Because we're going to have to spend 4 of these. So I need to do something to compensate that for next turn unless we get bonuses. So maybe we focus entirely. I think we probably have to focus entirely now on nav modules. We can get 4 with the crew here. If I spend this, though, I get progress on the others as well at the same time. Maybe that's a way to jumpstart us. Maybe like that. I think like this. But then the next turn, I can hit this twice now and still have 18. And then I have to come up with 2 more, so then I hit this. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay. Yeah, because we're going to get too far behind on one single resource. All right, so we're going to hit this twice. We're going to hit this once. We can actually hit this again. No, we're going to use the power. Hit this once. And then that's it. We get everything we ever wanted. And we have the power to resist. Cool. So yeah, I think we're going to do dedicated days. So Mars Horizon is the day I'm doing this today. I'll record like 4 today for Mars Horizon. And then tomorrow I'll probably do a bunch of Paraspara. And then the next day we'll do a bunch of Surviving Mars. And then I'll just keep alternating. And then I'll maybe slip in an End Zone or a Aftermath somewhere in there. But the other option is just to hit all the other things super hard and have a lot of that. But I mean, I want to hit release cycles, right? Paraspara is coming. I want to hit the release cycle on that. I want to make sure I have like tons of videos ready for you guys the day that releases. So I probably will spend my entire day tomorrow doing just nothing but that. 19, 5, and 19. Goodness, that seems insurmountable. At least I don't have to worry about drift this time. We can hit comms really hard here. Just get a bunch of comms. Maybe. Yeah. We'll do this. We'll get like 8 comms on this one turn. Yeah, 1 power for 2 without using a command slot is an okay thing. Oh yeah. There we go. Give me that positive effects. There we go. I like data. That was nav. I like nav too. Okay. So once again, we can do crew here. I can start spending maybe a little bit of it to hit data a little bit harder. There we go. I don't know how I'm going to get this many nav. I don't think I am. We might hit this one instead. And then use... Yeah, I think this is better. Let's go with that. Because we don't need a whole lot of data. It's just 5 of them. 19 of the others. It's wicked, man. All right, let's use 1 action to recharge. Do I have to? I think so. Yeah, and then we can use crew, bring you up, and then we can use, I think probably a little bit of the comms for this side. Four more. 6 more. So I'll have to hit this next turn, but I won't have the power to do that. So if I hit you this turn, then when I use you here, I can get... So next turn, right? Let's assume all of this is true. Next turn we'll have no power. So we'll have to use 2 to get 3 and 3 here. Then we can use crew to get the remainder for the comms, and then we can use another 2 to get back the resources we spent. But it won't be enough, so I'll have to use it here, which I'll have an extra crew member, so I could do that instead. But that doesn't get me... Yes, it does. Did I calculate this wrong? think it does. It gets me, if I spend this one next turn, it gets me to 20 nav and 17 comms. I then spend you to get the remainder of the comms that I need, plus 2 additional. And then I spend the crew plus the additional comms to get bumped up with... I think that works for next turn. And we should theoretically have 1 power to do it. But I won't need the power next turn. Unless I want to resist now, which I may need to do that. I think that will work. Especially if we get bonuses. Yeah, the bonus is going to be super helpful. Not necessarily for data, but I'll take it. All right, so this process was here, then here, and then here. Yep, that's the 19 comms that I need, but there's no power to resist if I do it that way. If I instead use... No, I think that's it. Yeah, I think we're going to do it this way. And we're going to trust that 91% is good enough. And if it does take something away from me, let's hope it's something that's not comms. Good. Okay, bonus is achieved. Perform lunar descent. Here we go. And some of these missions where they're like 91% chance of success, I could just simulate these. I could just auto-resolve them and move on. I would feel really bad if like the 5% to fail actually hits on that, and then it's just like I lost crew because I was lazy, right? It's like I don't think it's a risk I'm willing to take. 13, 14, and 15. Wow, we got to be exactly on 0, huh? All right, well, at least they give me equal odds to move the needle, but unfortunately, a lot of them are crew heavy here to move it back. So we can try this one for 4. Then let's get 2 instances of this. So bump this up to 6 and 4 here. There's no comms. We can get comms pretty easily without affecting drift though. So plus going back this way with this one gets us 4 as well. Okay, let's take this as our first turn. And I'm going to pull it back with this one. Let's maybe spend a little bit to bump this up. Now we got a lot of comms for our next turn. How am I getting... You know, maybe we'll pull this back and use one of these instead. Yeah, let's do that instead for this turn. Because I don't want to fall behind on the nav. It's pretty easy to get comms in this assortment, so... Let's not fall behind on something and not be able to do it because there's not enough actions. Extra nav on that was awesome. So we can now spend to get this. And then we'll pull it back. I don't want to pull it back anymore, but this is a lot. How about here? Yeah, let's do this. 11, 15. So this is satisfied. So the next turn, I need... to... Ooh. There's a problem with that. This is going to be less of an issue, I think. But only... Let's see. No, because I have to move the needle to get that. I don't want to move the needle right now. Unless I like plan to move the needle, and I don't. How about this one? This one's pretty cool. All right, hold on. What if I spend for that, then hit this one, then hit... I want to hit you. But I think it's not worth it. We'll just use the 1 power here instead. how am I bringing it back? Because I won't have the power to bring it back. So how am I doing it? If I use 2 crew to get these 4, that's going to work, but it pushes it to this direction. Maybe I plan on pushing it. I could use this one instead. And then I plan on pushing it next turn. That would work. Yeah, let's do that instead. Because I need the comms units. But the best way to get the comms units there is to push that to the right. At least from what I can see at a glance anyway. So we'll push this back to the right. That satisfies comms and nav. Plus we have bonus nav. So we could get away with... You have bonus comms too, actually. We just do this. And then... we could do this. There we go. Yeah, and this gives us a little overage in both of these, but not in data. So let's hope they don't take data away from us on bad RNG. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, it's taking 2 nav. Shoot. That cancels out. I'll be 1 short here. You're taking 2 nav, not 1. I'm gonna be 1 short. Shit. If this was 1, I could have got away with it. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. If that was just 1, I would have got away with it. Whatever. Screw you, game. Let's go. Land on the moon. Again. This is becoming like SpaceX launches, right? Which is awesome, right? Like SpaceX launches are awesome. And the fact that they're landing rockets and they're landing boosters on the barge and, you know, on land coming up back too, when they launch from like California and stuff, it's awesome. But part of the awesomeness, how do I word this? It's become so awesome that it's mundane. It's like it's routine, not mundane. Mundane is the wrong word. Routine. It's less impressive because of how often and consistently they are awesome. When you are awesome this often, it becomes less impressive every time you do it. That's how cool they are. And moon landing here in the game, it's like, yeah, you landed on the moon. Good for you. All right. Let's get a little bit. I gotta be 0 again. There's, it's kind of balanced. Let's get an assortment of things first. We'll pull it back, get 6 on the nav, and then let's spend a little bit to get some comms here for this one. Then we can hit this one twice next turn and really ramp up on those supply. And then we can also hit this one after that, which will get us a bunch more there. This will work just fine. All right, and we are good. Said that a little prematurely. I'm glad it worked out. Okay, we'll do this. This gets us 11 and 11, and then I can start, working on some more of this. I have to bring the needle back to the right still. There is a single command that will bring it to 0. And I kind of don't want to be forced to use that. No, there is not a single command that will bring it to 0. Oh, well, let's just do that right now then, so I don't have to worry about it later. And then we'll hit this one. So I need to come up with... I just need to hit this button next turn. Yeah, hit this button next turn and win. That's pretty much it. Nice. Very nice. Will cost you an additional per... Wow. Okay. Wait. Oh, no. Wait. No, that can't... If I resist, I have to resist it. But even on the resistance, it's still exiting this out. Why? Normally it would tell you that it does. Am I wrong? You guys always tell me when I am. If I hover over this, normally it would cross this out to let you know, hey, if you don't resist this, you won't be able to do this command. But when you go over resist, then it usually unchecks it. Like, yeah, you can handle that. It doesn't appear as though that's going to happen this time. Is it still not allowing this? I have 2 crew. Okay, it's still going to let me do it though. Okay. The UI was just lying to me, basically. All right. So now we just hit this button and we win. And then we charge up a couple of times to make sure we resist it, and we win. And then we deal with heat on the re-entry when it comes back. I love docking. Docking is awesome. It does admittedly feel a lot better when you do it in KSP. It does. Most space stuff, and I've had so many people like trying to like tell me KSP is better than this game. Like, they're not even comparable games. They're not comparable games. They're meant for entirely different players, entirely different experiences. The only thing they have in common is the fact that you're in space. That's it. That's it. This game has very little to do with KSP, but there's like a cult around that game, and they have to say something, right? And so what I will say is the experience of playing KSP is more satisfying than playing this. It absolutely is. But it takes forever to do anything in that game. Here you get experience. Here you get progress. Here you get to relive the history moments and sort of like, go through the different steps and like get to see Mars and all that stuff, right? And you get a different art style here, of course, sure, but it doesn't take all day just to like get to the point where you're in orbit, right? Like, you get to do that right away. So it's meant for a different audience. And that's the important thing that I think a few people, not everybody, of course, but a few people in my comment section in the past have completely, either intentionally or whatever, overlooked, is that they are not the same game. If anything, as many also have pointed out, and as I have also pointed out, this is much more like akin to Buzz Aldrin's game, right? Like this is way more like that, if anything. Compare it to that instead. KSP does not have a monopoly on the space program genre of game just because it has space program in its name. Let's get 5 more of these data, and then I can hit this twice. So this bumps me up to having extra here, which is good because I'm going to spend it to get the rest. We're going to spend it here. That would take care of almost everything, and then I hit this, and then I recharge. Next turn. Do I need to do that one, though? Because I already satisfied this requirement. I could probably just get away with... I'm already under the heat, too. So instead of that, why don't I just do this? Or this? That's better, right? Yeah, I'm already under the heat requirement. Sure. Let's not spend the power if we don't have to. Because this is going to make us do it anyway. I don't really need the data unit. I don't think. I don't think I need it. I'm going to go ahead and accept that result. I think I already have sufficient to do what I want to do with it. Beautiful. All right. So now it's all about getting 6 more comms. We're going to start with getting those 4, followed up by getting those 3. Now we have everything we need, and then we just recharge, and we get 2 power. This is the symbol where it tells you get 2 for the recharge. I was missing that before, but this is where you get it. So now you get to see where it is. If you didn't see it before, like, probably 95% of all of you have seen it before. So. All right, there we go. Splashdown. That's all I really wanted to see. All right. So I think... How many videos do you think we are away from just, like, finishing this? How many videos do you think it is? We've got to go... We don't necessarily have to launch the space telescope. Do you guys want to see every... Let me ask you this part. Do you want to see every mission, right? Because we're going to be doing... We're going to be launching like all these little extra missions for money and you know, the moon landing things, and like we're going to be doing a lot of that stuff. But if we're doing those missions, a lot of those missions are the same, you know, they're the same missions over and over again, right? Do we want those, or can I maybe just go through those and like start cutting and start like skipping ahead through to get to like say the Uranus flyby? Grand Tour stuff is going to happen in close by that. We can start getting the ground hab stuff. You know, missions that are critical to the overall objective. Should I just show those? Or do you want to see every mission? I'm curious on that. Because when you get this late in a series, something called viewer fatigue sets in. It's a pretty common thing that happens with pretty much every series ever. Where you start to see kind of like, okay, yeah, he's succeeding. You know, like we get it. And so I'm curious on your input on it, right? Do you want to see every element, even if it's not like mission critical for Mars, right? Let me know that if you have an opinion on that down in the description or down in the comments. Now it looks to me like I can use Saturn V for this, which is more expensive, but I mean it's $1 million more expensive. But look at the difference in launch reliability. And I actually need a booster for this anyway. So I guess we're using Saturn V. This will get me a 81% payload reliability and 82% on the launch for $3 million. And if I want to, which I kind of do, I could raise the payload even further. And we could even contract it, although I really don't think I need 96. So why don't we instead just take an extra few months? I don't want to be beaten, though. I think we just do it. Maybe we lower the cost. Lower cost, but we also lower support by a lot. Or we raise the science. This is a lot of science, actually. Formidable. Huh. This is our Mars sample retrieval lander. We're gonna get a lander here that's gonna retrieve a sample. So I assume that means we're launching off of the Martian surface too. Coming back, 86%. But we can do science training with this. It just takes extra long to build it, but we do science training. We get a ton of science for it. Let's rock. All right, and then we have another orbital way station labs. This is the one for the battery. I mean, see how they give you so many missions, right? Observations module, a joint mission, diplomatic mission with the ESA gives us some Mars experience too. A specialized module containing a large space telescope designed to connect to our modular space station and allow for manual operation and maintenance by station crew. Sounds pretty cool. And since they're going to be covering the costs of it, they're going to contribute 65% of the costs for this. That sounds nice. It also sounds like it's still very expensive. $850K. Wow. And they're covering 65%. We're getting a payload reliability decrease here, so I'm kind of thinking we spend the extra since it's mostly their money. 2,300 here. And we spend the extra to make sure the payload is going to be good. I think we will. I like this mission. Let's do it. All right, cool. So let's leave this video here. And then you can provide me your feedback on what you would like to see. Do we launch the Solar Observatory, which is not, it's a side mission, right? I guess at this point, my main question is, do you want to see the side missions? If yes, I'll show everything, just as we have been, right? You haven't missed this. You haven't missed a single month this entire playthrough. I haven't skipped anything. Do you want me to? That's my question. Thanks for watching, everybody. I enjoy you. Enjoy you being here. I enjoy your comments. I enjoy your likes. Thank you very much. It means a great deal to me. I hope you enjoy the channel. We'll see you next time. Bye.